I didn't start it. They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. You know, that's something that I'm not a troublemaker.
Jim will be out of business
Weatherman
after
Pete.
August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but my shit don't go that fast, okay? But anyway, I just want to say, after August 3rd, I'm going to be the new weatherman. If I ain't going to be it, Kiss is going to fill in, or we're going to have to do this shit together. But August 3rd, after August 3rd, no more weatherman from Capo.
Styles P didn't just respond, he lit the whole scene up. He and Jada came swinging with raw energy, not holding a single word back. And you could feel that heat in every bar. Let's be honest, all roads lead back to Jim Jones. He's always moving like he's got something to prove, puffing his chest out in every interview, flashing stacks online, and talking heavy like he's still in the trenches. Jim's been trying too hard, and now it's catching up to him fast. For years, he's been pushing this rebrand, from Harlem street legend to luxury fashion boss, acting like he's leveled up. But the street's been watching. Folks whispering, is he still that dude? Or just playing dress up for clout? And that's exactly what Jada and Styles P exposed without even naming him.
It's over.
All you gotta do is pull up here. You know, you wanna join me? Pull up and join me. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here and you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit. Yeah.
We're here, baby. Pull up.
Know what's up?
211, never hit.
Know what's up, y'all?
You know what I mean? We're here, baby. J1 pulling up. He went home. You know, after the gym, he want to go get fleet. All you got to do is pull up. 211, nap in hand. Get checked out. And everything else will fall in line after that. I'm out here with the legends, man. You know what I mean?
My man,
you
right
see
here.
it, man. OG Prince, man. One of the most solid individuals ever touched the universe.
Right.
We keep it solid. We keep it real original over here. 100%. You see who pulls up? The real ones. And we keeping it solid. That's all we do over here. No extra bullshit. If you ain't coming on that type of time, stay where you at. Get your prostate checked. Get you a juice. Juice is for life.
That shade was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. When Styles dropped that cold line, you can't buy street credit, you earn that. The internet lost it. That bar hit Jim's ego harder than a knockout. No matter how many chains he stacks or luxury fits he rocks, he can't touch the real street legacy Jada and Styles built through loyalty and war stories. Jim's energy just screams insecurity. Always yelling, King of New York, and picking petty fights just to keep his name trending. But after the Locks embarrassed Dipset in that legendary Verzuz battle, he should have just taken that L with pride and stayed quiet. But nah, Jim couldn't resist running his mouth again. He jumped right back into slick talk, trying to rewrite history like we didn't all see Dipset crumble on stage. Come on now, everybody remembers that night Jada turned Madison Square Garden into his kingdom. That wasn't just a win, it was domination. Now Jada and Styles are back to remind Jim who really runs New York. They didn't just diss him, they dismantled him, calling out how he's been stretching himself thin, chasing every lane in rap and fashion, while slowly losing that spark that once made him a Harlem icon. Lately, everything about Jim Jones feels off, like he's stuck playing a role instead of living his truth.
Jim Jones.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he's been in a few fights.
Has he won any?
I believe so.
Oh, really? Which one?
They say he beat up
His baby mama or something like that?
Nah, he beat up dude at the restaurant.
Who, the cook?
Let me see.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
You don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think because they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
You know, he claims a blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims a blood gang.
And Styles? P? He's not the type to bite his tongue. In a recent interview, he straight up said, Jim's energy feels manufactured. That's crazy coming from someone who's walked the same streets and survived the same grind. Let's be real, Jim built his name off Harlem hustle, raw grit, and being outside where respect was earned, not handed out at some PR event. So when a vet like Styles calls your vibe fake, that's not just shade, that's a warning shot. Back in the day, Jim had that undeniable aura. You could feel it when he walked in the room, like real Harlem energy. Now, it's like all that edge got swapped out for front row fashion seats and flashy IG pics with rented foreigns. It feels like he traded the block for a brand deal, and the fans can see it clear as day. What makes it sting even more is that Jada and Styles ain't hating. They're being honest. This ain't petty drama. It's about principles. They built their names on bars, integrity, and respect, no filters, no fake storylines, just pure uncut hip-hop. That's the difference between them and Jim right now. Watching him chase viral trends instead of dropping solid music is exactly why the OGs are heated. He's out here doing whatever's trending, jumping on challenges, talking slick online, chasing interviews just for clicks. But here's the thing, the locks are the blueprint. They set the standard everybody else is still chasing. Jim's busy trying to keep up with hype while the legends are still creating history, and that's rubbing the real ones the wrong way. The streets can always tell who's authentic and who's just performing for attention. And the final straw? Jim hopping on podcasts, talking reckless, acting like he runs New York. Like, bro, how you gonna crown yourself over the certified legends who built that lane?
Jim Jones, Styles P, let's talk about it. Verzuz started out as how much body of work you got, how many dope-ass singles you got, right? Then it grew and progressed into having levels to this shit. It's sort of like boxing. You think you're gonna mash somebody the out until them lights come on, it's a different story. Styles P said, I'm a barsmith. It's levels to this shit. Meaning, look, I can go on my bag with singles, but I can also go on my bags with body and shit, as far as freestyles. Can Jim Jones do that? Maybe he can. Have people seen Jim Jones do that? No, they haven't. Because like I said, once you get under them bright lights like a boxer, it's a different story.
The internet lost its mind instantly. Jada didn't even need to clap back right away. His silence said everything. Then when he finally responded, it was smooth, calm, and deadly, just straight facts. Real talk, nobody names themselves top tier. You earn that through your catalog, your consistency, and your respect. And when Jada hit him with cold numbers don't lie, that was checkmate right there. The streets still remember that Verzuz night. Jada didn't just win, he owned that stage. That moment was a straight up mic drop for the culture, and Jim's never truly bounced back from it. Then Styles P jumped in, throwing more fuel on the flames. He said exactly what everyone had been thinking. Trying to crown yourself while dissing others is weak energy. No filter, no hesitation, just raw truth. He doubled down, saying, if you gotta bring someone else down to lift yourself up, you was never solid to begin with. That hit different. That line flipped the whole conversation. Suddenly, it wasn't just about beef, it was about authenticity, and that's exactly where Jim keeps falling short. This isn't rap drama anymore. This is legacy versus illusion. Jim might got the flash, the grind, and the designer drip, but Jada and Styles, they carry weight in this game that money can't buy. They didn't need to scream about being kings of New York. The culture handed them that crown years ago. Meanwhile, Jim's still out here chasing validation, hunting for likes and shares like they're trophies. And let's not pretend this tension came out of nowhere. This storm's been brewing for years, way before that epic Verzuz showdown.
Jones Nas wasn't even a debate. Nas is a legend. Nas put in work. Nas's lyrics. Jim's not even close. The shit Jim says doesn't even make sense compared to what Nas has done for our culture. Hip hop, don't you stupid motherfucker know, you dumb, idiotic, wanna be entertained. Are you crazy? You don't play with someone's legacy like this. Y'all know it's not even close. I had the Source magazine. I did amazing shit. I helped a lot of you motherfuckers. Motherfuckers whose careers, and believe me, it's not like it was just me, but I had a hand in helping the culture progress, move forward, grab in the street to help put a light on them. Myself, Dave Mays, and the rest of the crew. I've never seen more clown shit in my life. Ain't no way. Now we're gonna start taking real legends and legacies, and we're gonna start tainting them with this foolishness right now. Are you kidding me? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You can't play with legacies like that. You can't play with Nas's name and his body of work like that. Everybody knows that Jim Jones catalog ain't got nothing to do with Nas. Why are we even entertaining that? Jim is more relevant than Nas now. Get the out of here with that, man. This shit right here got y'all fucked up. Go listen to Nas, or even go listen to Jim. Music is to be listened to, not to be talked about. This is the most disrespectful, one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture is how much attention this Jim Jones and Nas shit is getting. It's one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture. But I'm sure y'all will find some other stupid shit to pay attention to f*** our legacy, to f*** our culture, while the powers that be and the motherfuckers that's holding the strings are steady laughing at us, disrespecting us while they on their yachts and mega mansions. They give us the crumbs, and what happens? We want to flex on each other. Y'all done really let this motherfucking device take over y'all's souls, y'all's spirits, y'all's minds. This thing controls everything y'all think, y'all say, and y'all do. Now, do you think God wanted it like that? And y'all can't even help it. Y'all run to this and you stay on it all f***ing day and entertain bull. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself for even entertaining this Nas and Jim shit. Ashamed. But this is what a good example, and I want y'all to hear me, a good example of what social media is doing. Social media can take anybody who ain't shit and put them against somebody who's one of the greatest orators, speakers, rappers, men in our time. And y'all think that's cool? Y'all think that shit is like fly? Y'all done lost it, bro. Y'all done lost the essence of what life is about, of what being black is about. They're winning. Man, get the
There were sneak disses and freestyles, shady tweets, subliminal shots, little things fans ignored as harmless. But now, those quiet jabs have exploded into a full-on war in the open. Styles even addressed it on a recent IG Live. He said, "Some rappers put more energy into Instagram than they ever did in the streets." Everybody knew exactly who he meant. No need to drop a name, the message was loud and clear. Jim's image has turned into a walking commercial. Loud, flashy, polished, but hollow. Meanwhile, Jada stays cool and lethal as ever, dropping that killer line, "We don't compete with antics, we compete with bars." Woo, that one hit straight to the chest. Because let's be honest, you can't fake real pressure when your opponents are built from raw lyricism and pure skill. While Jim's busy posing in luxury boutiques, the Locks are still out here spitting verses that move people, tracks that actually mean something. The contrast is wild, and fans are starting to pick sides fast. What makes it even sadder is that nobody's denying Jim's talent. The man can rap, no question. But when every move looks like a PR stunt, it's hard for people to feel the music. Especially when you're standing next to lyrical assassins like Jada and Styles P. They don't need the flash or the gimmicks, because they are the culture. And you know what makes this whole thing even messier? Jim keeps brushing it off like it's all jokes. But Jada and Styles, they're not laughing, they're dead serious. You can hear it in their tone, the weight in their words. This isn't friendly competition, it's a real call out from two men who earned every stripe they wear. There's a difference between trading bars and crossing the line, and Jim did exactly that when he started sneak dissing like he forgot who he was talking to. Right after that Verzuz battle, he even had the nerve to say Jada and Styles were just mad. He's winning. Winning what exactly? Jada's got platinum plaques, timeless verses, and the streets forever behind him. Styles P? He built businesses, dropped wisdom for the culture, and still spits like he's 25. That's what winning looks like. Longevity, respect, and legacy that money can't buy. Meanwhile, Jim's out here chasing viral moments like it's a sport, posting stunts, stirring up drama, doing whatever it takes just to stay trending. But the Locks? They see right through that act, and so do the fans. Jim used to get real love for being raw, grounded, and Harlem to the core. Now, even Dipset's biggest supporters are whispering that he's slipping into gimmick mode. Like he forgot that in hip-hop, authenticity is the real currency. Jada and Styles move different. They don't need to yell to prove their power. They've been moving with quiet confidence for decades, striking only when it counts. And when they hit, it hurts. Every time Jim tries to downplay their legacy, it just makes him look more insecure about his own.
I think Jim was trolling. So I don't have much to say about it because I don't believe that Jim Jones believes that he's a better rapper than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P. Yeah. I think he's an icon in terms of the fashion
culturally,
shit.
All
and
right.
Yeah, but we got to stop the train at somewhere.
Nas is a good place to stop that train.
Nas is a great place to stop that train for anybody.
Yeah.
When you start naming specific people,
I'm not mad at that.
it feels weird to me. Also, he doesn't have more Billboard entries than Nas. That's the other thing.
I didn't check it.
He does.
I saw some people fact checking. He don't.
He does not, and it's not particularly close.
It's not.
He doesn't have a bigger listening base.
I wouldn't have thought it was close, but again, I didn't check it.
It's not close, and
Even if you remove features,
even if you get rid of
still
features,
not close.
it's not. It's just not close. I mean, you look at Spotify. Nas has 9 million followers. I think Jim has like 850,000. I mean, the traditional metric. You look at Grammys. I don't think they're on the same planet. I don't think that they should be debating that.
See, and that's why it's smart for Jim to insert himself in these conversations.
That's why their shots sting so bad, because they're saying out loud what everyone's already been whispering. And let's be honest, Jim keeps trying to flip the script like Dipset didn't get completely washed on that Verzuz stage. Bro, the crowd saw it. The internet replayed it 1,000 times, and the streets already decided who won. Yet every interview, Jim's repeating the same tired line, "We were just having fun," or "We weren't prepared." Man, come on, nobody's buying that fairy tale anymore. That Verzuz night wasn't a friendly spar, it was a massacre. Jada went full beast mode, owning the stage, the mic, and the entire crowd. That wasn't just confidence, that was command. The LOX came sharp, focused, and hungry. While Dipset looked like they rolled out of bed and forgot what song came next. And still, Jim keeps acting like it didn't go down like that. Styles P said it best. You can't rewrite what the crowd already saw. The people witnessed it live. The energy in that room was electric, undeniable. The shift in power was real, and no matter how many interviews Jim does trying to spin the story, it only makes him look lost in his own narrative. Here's the truth, it was never just about one night. This whole thing's about consistency. Jada and Styles live in that booth, still dropping bars that slice clean through all the noise. Meanwhile, Jim's out here juggling fashion collabs, crypto plays, and promo deals like music's just another side hustle. But hip-hop never forgets, and when you take a major L, then try to laugh it off instead of learning from it, that's the real loss.
He need to go on a diet. He need to get his life together. He need to go to the doctor and get a physical. He looked terrible, bad body, back ass. He look big around the neck, waist look crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He need to go get his together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something. You heard? Especially for...
Moves like that don't just cost you streams, they cost you respect. Yeah, Jim might be shooting big budget videos, flexing flashy cars and designer fits, but the streets ain't vibing with it like that. Fans been saying it straight, the bars sound empty. No soul, no pain, no truth behind the gloss. Just shiny verses with no real punch. And when your whole come-up was built on grit and real talk, authenticity is the one thing you can't afford to lose. While Jim's busy planning his next photo op, Jada's still out here dropping verses that shake the internet to its core. No rollout, no gimmicks, just raw fire. That's the difference right there. What Jada and Styles P are doing right now is a masterclass in longevity. They're not chasing clout, not hopping on whatever's trending, they're setting the standard. They don't need filters or gimmicks. Their legacy speaks for itself. These dudes built their names on bars, not antics. And decades later, they're still standing taller than ever. Styles even said it perfectly. Some of us built bridges, others built brands. One will outlast the other. And he wasn't lying. Jim's heavy on the branding these days, no question, but branding only works if the product matches the hype. And lately, fans been noticing that gap. Everything looks shiny, but the music feels hollow, all style. No substance. Instead of clapping back with real bars, Jim's out here dropping flashy IG captions, rocking high-end fits, and running his mouth. That's cute for influencers, but this is hip-hop. In this culture, you can't stunt your way into respect. The game don't care how fly your outfit is if your pen ain't sharp. And that's exactly why this situation hits deeper than some petty feud. It's about what hip-hop really stands for: skill, substance, and authenticity. When the smoke clears, clout fades, but bars always last. This right here is generational. It's that old school substance going head to head with new era showmanship. While Jim's out here trying to wear every hat in the closet, rapper, influencer, entrepreneur, Jada and Styles only need one mic to shut the whole scene down. And here's where things get real spicy. Word on the street is Jim's next project might come loaded with direct shots at Jada and Styles. Insiders are whispering that he's been quietly cooking up a response in the studio, but fans are already asking the real question: does Jim really want that kind of smoke? Because when the locks fire back, they don't just respond, they obliterate. Let's keep it 100 going, bar for bar with Jada is dangerous. That man's pen is lethal. He's battle-tested, untouched, and still sharper than ever. And Styles P, that's a lyrical assassin. He's been slicing through rappers for decades without even breaking a sweat. So if Jim's really planning to step in that ring, he better come correct. No fluff, no filler, just pure fire. Because anything less is gonna look like another clout-chasing move gone wrong. The locks don't play when it comes to the booth. Once they lock in, it's lights out. Some fans are actually hyped, hoping this back and forth could bring back that real old school energy, that lyrical beef that makes the whole game stop and pay attention. But others are nervous, saying this could expose just how wide the skill gap really is. See, Jada doesn't even need to respond unless he feels like it. That's the kind of power he's earned. He doesn't chase moments, the moments chase him. That's years of respect built brick by brick. So Jim's next move? It's critical. One weak verse and the conversation's over permanently. But if he somehow drops something real, something raw and undeniable, that could finally earn him the lyrical respect he's been chasing for years. And that's the big question, can he actually deliver? Because once you strip away the glitz, the clothes, the interviews, and all the online noise, this battle ain't just about Jim, Jada, or Styles. This is about what hip-hop truly values. Jada and Styles come from that era where your bars were your business card, where respect wasn't bought, it was earned, line by line, punch by punch. No filters, no gimmicks, just skill and soul. And the truth is, Jim came from that same era too. He knew that grind, that hunger, that raw authenticity. But somewhere along the way, he drifted from it, traded that fire for fame. Now, this might just be his last shot to prove he can still stand where the real ones stand. Somewhere along the way, Jim switched lanes, but maybe this beef is his only chance to switch back. Maybe Jim switched up to stay relevant. Maybe it was pure ambition, or maybe it was just survival in a game that flips every season. But now he's standing toe-to-toe with the very legends he once stood beside. And Styles P summed it up perfectly with one cold line. We stood tall when the game turned fake. That bar hit different, because this whole situation ain't just about being outside, it's about staying solid when everything around you starts to crumble. And right now, Jim's giving off more confusion than confidence. Fans are watching this unfold in real time, and the reactions don't lie. Some folks are backing Jim, saying he's just evolving with the times, but way more people are siding with the locks because they never had to switch up to stay relevant. They've been real from day one, never chasing trends, never selling out for clicks. One thing's for sure, this story ain't ending quiet, but the deeper it goes, the more Jim starts losing the crowd. Fans are looking past the flashy chains and remembering the old Jim, the hungry one. The gritty Harlem hustler who dropped We Fly High and held Dipset down in the early 2000s. That version of Jim didn't need gimmicks or wild stunts to prove his worth. His presence alone spoke louder than any diamond chain or designer fit. But now, it feels like that hunger got swapped for hype. The focus shifted from craft to clout, and people are starting to see it clear as day. But here's the thing, Jada and Styles ain't throwing shots out of hate or jealousy. They're calling it how they see it, out of love for the game. Because for them, hip-hop's about heart, bars, and truth, not algorithms, not image, not fake validation. And deep down, that's the message hitting Jim harder than any diss ever could. These are certified legends we're talking about, battle-tested, respected, and unstoppable. They earned everything they got through blood, sweat, and bars. So when they speak, the whole culture listens. Right now, they're reminding everybody what real hip-hop still sounds like: raw, fearless, and full of soul. So when people say Jim's veering off, it's not shade, it's a warning, a straight-up wake-up call. And now the spotlight's locked tight on him. So what's it gonna be? Is Jim finally gonna clap back with real bars and let the music speak for him? Or are we about to get another long IG live full of excuses, slick talk, and outfit changes? Because right now, that pressure is real. The whole culture's watching, fans, artists, and the streets are all waiting to see if Jim still got any gas left in the tank. This moment could make or break him. Will he rise up and prove he still belongs among the greats, or fade into the background as just another loud personality who forgot his roots? Now we want to hear from you. Is Jim Jones just trying to survive in a changing game, or has he lost touch with what made him iconic in the first place? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This convo is heating up fast. And before you dip, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild deep dives into the biggest moments shaking the culture. Hit that bell too, because this story is far from over. Trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next.